It was a convergence of Nigeria's brightest minds, political leaders, journalists, academics, and reform advocates, as First Daily marked its fifth anniversary at the Shehu Musa Yaradua Center in Abuja. Themed 2027, How Can We Make Our Votes Count? The annual public lecture underscored First Daily's enduring commitment to democracy, transparency, and credible journalism. Delivering the key lecture, Dr. Sam Amadi, a renowned scholar and a public affairs analyst, offered a compelling presentation on what he described as Nigeria's greatest threat to democracy: cynicism.
So I say that the gravest threat to free and fair election in Nigeria in 2027 is cynicism. Cynicism. It is not the corrupt INEC. It is not the compromised judiciary. It is not the partisan security agencies. The gravest threat to free and fair election in 2027 is crippling and widespread cynicism that leads to inaction or ineffective action. My fear for 2027 general election is that we have given up on the possibility of a free and fair election in 2027. That's the biggest fear I have. We will come back to talk about what's free and fair election, what it means and requires. But in the meantime, it's important to note that the current of the Anambra Governor's Coalition has further deepened this cynicism and reduced trust in the prospect of electoral integrity in 2027 and beyond.
Mounting on the podium in his traditional northern regalia, former Minister of Transportation, Right Honorable Rotimi Amechi, took the stage with an energetic and unfiltered message on Nigeria's political structure.
The problem with Nigeria is what? Nigerian. There is no other, it's not even the elites. Like I said before, how many elites are there actually that you cannot overcome? Now, I tell the opposition party that you're the problem. We're discussing here. The opposition party is not discussing how to save Nigeria, how to win the next election. I'm from North, I have the votes. I'm from South, it's our turn. Nobody's saying, oh, things are bad. How do we change the candidate? Do you want to do one term or not do one term? That's all. Nothing else is discussed. So, while the elites are busy discussing how to get to power, what is happening? The voters, the citizens, are helping the elites to achieve that objective.
The chairman of the occasion, His Excellency Senator Henry Sereke Dixon, former governor of Bayelsa State, criticized election rigging and described it as the worst coup against the people.
A worst form of violation of the sovereignty of the people is when politicians, governments, security agencies, and the electoral umpire itself collude, to use General Danjuman's word, collude, and then cook election results that have no reference whatsoever to the people. In other words, the people don't even vote, but votes are written and ascribed to them. And then people say, go to court. Now, as far as I'm concerned, anyone who has planned that, anyone who has carried that out, those are the real coup makers. Because that is a coup against democracy, against the country, against the sovereignty of the people. I hope that with the efforts that we are making at the National Assembly in terms of amendment of the electoral laws, we will get to a level where that outright subversion and usurpation or disregard of the sovereignty of the people, at that level, we should be able to avoid that. Other things you can argue, but to write results and use soldiers and police and INEC giving result sheets to people ahead of elections.
A high-level panel session followed, featuring leading voices from civil society, academia, and the media. Panelists deliberated on Nigeria's electoral reform priorities, from campaign financing and INEC independence to citizen mobilization and judicial accountability. The discussion echoed a shared vision that democracy in Nigeria can only thrive when every vote truly counts. The highlight of the evening was the first Daily Excellence Award, a celebration of individuals whose leadership and service have made a lasting impact on national development. Among major honorees were Governor Doriediri, who was awarded Governor of the Year on Infrastructure Development, Governor Siminalayi Fubara, Governor of the Year, Civil Service Welfare, Governor Dauda Lawal, Governor of the Year on Good Governance, and Senator Henry Sereke Dixon, Outstanding Lawmaker of the Year. In a heartfelt vote of thanks, Managing Editor Ebere Nduku thanked partners, guests, and readers. Speaking during a joint press address with journalists, Senator Dixon reaffirmed the core message of the event.
First Daily has proved to be a truthful and accurate medium from which you can read actual news and events. It's not associated with fake news. They publish well-researched articles and report news in a professional and timely manner. Maxine and his team are doing very well, again demonstrating that we are known for excellence in whatever we do, and we're all happy and proud at what he's doing. Nigerians have to take their destiny, their electoral destiny, more seriously. Democracy is not a la carte, and they've got to learn to organize, they've got to learn to push, they've got to learn to mobilize and identify with politicians and candidates and parties, and ensure that they do so without violence and without crisis, but insisting that they vote, and when they vote, they should insist that those votes are counted and that those votes actually count.
Funny enough, poverty does not know religion. When we're all hungry, we unite. We're all united by our poverty. The most important thing is that, what do we need? We need the basics to be provided. We're all suffering now, and we're united in our sufferings. And that's why we're pushing that something must be done. You see me, I'm not talking about the National Assembly doing any laws to reform. I'm not saying that because we've tried it doesn't work. And like you heard one of the speakers said, which incumbent want to allow electoral reform so that he can lose election? So the power is with the people. So what we need is massive mobilization of the voters, and it includes enlightenment and all. So it doesn't matter whether you're a Christian or a Muslim or anything. One thing unites us: poverty, hunger. It's real. It's real. You can see it on the faces of people on the streets. And for us, we believe very strongly that Nigerians have been pushed to the wall long enough. Now is the time for us to take back our country.
As the evening drew to a close, the consensus from Abuja was unmistakable that Nigeria's democracy can only endure through reform, integrity, and collective resolve to ensure that every voice is heard and every vote counts. From Abuja, I am Benita Ibrahim reporting for UTV Africa.